Hi guys, I hope you're all really well. Salut tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez tous très bien. So yep, I'm more than aware that I have like a weird red rash thing around the eyes. Ouais, je suis bien conscient du fait que j'ai une éruption cutanée autour des yeux. So this video, I was in the garden and I think I touched some ivy and then I must have, rubbed my eyes. Alors je faisais du jardinage, j'ai dû toucher, du lierre et voilà, je frottais. So yeah, that's rather attractive, isn't it? Alors c'est bien beau. So this is not a video to market or advertise. It's more of an information video on how to. Alors c'est pas une vidéo pour faire de la pub, c'est une vidéo comment faire. So about 5-6 people have contacted me in the last 4 days asking how the podcasts work, or rather how you get the podcast. Alors il y a 4 ou 5 personnes qui m'ont contacté récemment pour me demander comment avoir mes podcasts. So Rory, Ziki, I don't know if it's Nziki or Nziki. I'm just going on your username. Alors je regarde votre nom d'utilisateur. So yeah, John. So let me just explain very briefly. There are 5 sets of podcasts currently. There will soon be 7. Okay. Alors pour l'instant, il y a 5 podcasts. On va bientôt en avoir 7. They are as follows. So first of all, you do not need to order all of them if you do not want to. Alors tout d'abord, il ne faut pas les commander tous. Alors c'est entièrement comme vous voulez. The first set are the ones I recommend to total beginners are the grammar podcasts. Alors effectivement, les premiers sont ceux que je préconise, que je recommande pour les débutants. Il s'agit de la grammaire française. They will go through all of the tenses with all of my slogans, with all of my tricks and all of my little ways of doing things that you will hear in the group classes. Alors effectivement, ce sont toutes mes astuces, mes manières de conjuguer à l'oral, hyper rapide. So, et les mêmes manières que j'emploie effectivement dans les cours en groupe. That's cool. They are currently, for today's date, yeah, this video might change, they are £35. Ils sont à 35 balles, ok? 35 livres sterling. I'll explain how to pay later. I'll explain what you do. The next set are the vocabulary podcasts. So the grammar podcast will take you through every spoken French tense from the beginning, all the subjects, how to do the subjunctive, how to do all the auxiliary tenses, everything I refer to, with those with an auxiliary, those without an auxiliary. Alors les conjugaisons avec verbe auxiliaire sont verbes auxiliaires. Tout. Then we have the vocabulary podcast, which is more or less access to the advanced examination board's complete list of words, vocab, themed in theme, in block, and it is just me reading out in both languages all of the words slowly, sometimes with examples. It's just a really fabulous, fat freaking list of vocabulary which you just listen to while driving, while studying, while whatever, and it will just put all those vocabulary words into your brain. Alors effectivement, le deuxième podcast consiste d'une grande liste de vocabulaire, niveau plutôt avancé. Pour les examens, alors effectivement, c'est divisé en thèmes, comme par exemple la communication, la maison, l'école, la vie, la santé, la voiture, les voitures, le corps humain, whatever, all these different themes: human body, cars, going out, communication, social life, mobile phones. Yes, because once you've understood the tenses, it's really, really nice to then create your own little sentences with these verbs, and it's a really great way to learn the vocabulary. Alors effectivement, après avoir quand même appris voilà toutes les conjugaisons, c'est bien de pouvoir effectivement s'en servir pour pour vous donner des phrases pour le vocabulaire. So it's like you can create your own little sentences to remember the vocabulary. All right. They are also currently at £35. Okay, à 35 balles. Then there is what I call the one-to-one classes, and that is about 50 hours. In fact, it's 50 hours. It's 100 files of one-to-one classes with students I've previously worked with, divided into about 10 students at different levels. Alors effectivement, c'est 50 heures de cours voilà, les étudiants plutôt débutants et plutôt avancés. Pardon my gardening gloves. And yeah, and that's a really good set of podcasts. So it's a one-to-one learning thing. You'll be following people who've just come off the back of the grammar, who've just come off the back of the vocabulary, and they're basically just trying to translate the sentences that I give them live. I use all of my normal tricks and wording and all of this business. It will feel very much like the group classes that you're seeing on here, but one-to-one. It's a great way for you to imagine your own. It's a great way for you to progress yourself. So you press stop when I give the sentence, listen to the translation, decide if you can do it yourself, have a go, press play, whatever. It would get you really fast. Alors effectivement, ça consiste d'une série de conversations, de série de cours avec des gens qui doivent traduire ce que je leur dis. Et voilà, donc ça c'est une bonne manière d'apprendre, de vous servir de tout le vocabulaire que vous auriez appris. Voilà. And they are at £50 currently, okay? Then there are the listening podcasts. No, then there are the written grammar podcasts. Alors la grammaire écrite, and this is basically about 40 pages, is it? Of written out chapters. They used to be known as the A-level revision sheets. C'était pour repasser, reviser pour le bac en Angleterre. So they're like end of high school, pre-university level, and they contain some fabulous written grammar. So for those of you that like to visualize and and like to look at what you're saying rather than hear what you're saying, you'll like them because it's about spelling. It's about there's lots and lots of conditions of time, like the difference between depuis, avant, après, il y a, ça fait ça fait combien, how long have I done something, versus all these expressions of time, spellings, conjugations, all this kind of stuff, but the written format. So they're fabulous, okay? They're really good. And then I go through the answers one by one and then explain the same grammar rules. So by the end of them, about 40 pages of them, you sort of go, it's the same grammar rules. I completely know all these grammar rules now. Alors effectivement, on va parcourir effectivement toutes ces explications. On vous donne quand même des règles. Donc, ayant quand même fini toutes les pages, franchement, vous allez bien pouvoir comprendre les règles. So they're really good, and they are also, did I say they were 30? I think I put them up, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to keep them at 35. They did go up, but to 45, but I'm having them at 35. I'm just not doing discounts for multiple purchase anymore. And then the next set is the listening set. Now I'm really proud of these. The listening one consists of lots of French duologues, monologues, conversations where you will hear the whole thing slowly in French and the whole thing slowly in English. Then a small section in French, a small section in English, slowly, small section in French, small section in English, quickly. Lots. Also, what I wanted to do with this, hang on, let me just say that in French. Alors effectivement, ça consiste de plusieurs petits monologues, conversations en français. Ça commence français, ensuite en anglais. Donc c'était en entier, lentement, en entier, rapide. Petite partie plus lentement, petite partie plus rapide, etc. I also went out of my way to use really phrasal verbs, like ABC verbs where you have to put a lot of grammar together, so not just single unit verbs, phrasal verbs consisting of prepositions and all of this kind of thing, and slang that we would use. So I thought, let's really try and get you guys using words that we do use. Lots of common situations, so you listen to the whole conversation, then you listen to it again, and it's mainly, so the goal was to get you listening and to get you listening to how we join up the words. That's why it's called the listening podcasts. So you can listen to the same script again, and there's obviously the full text there. So all the texts, all the scripts are provided visually so that you can read along while you're listening and train your ear to hear that kind of join sound. Donc effectivement, vous allez quand même pouvoir avoir accès à mes textes pour bien, effectivement, apprendre à bien écouter, à bien cibler, détecter ce que vous entendez, quoi. And I'm really proud of those, and they were 45 and they're now back down to 35. So they are the fifth ones. There is 3/4 of a literature podcast that I'm working my way through, where I pick one central page from various pieces of French literature and talk about that page, translate that page, and then talk about it in the context of the book. I'm about 3/4 of the way through that. Yeah, absolutely. Donc, j'ai aussi commencé, des podcasts, qui parlent de la littérature française. Donc, je choisis une page à chaque fois. Je traduis la page en question. Ensuite, je parle de ce que ça représente la page machin par rapport au livre en général. Voilà. So that's another set, but they're not fully finished yet. So, what you would then do is you would tell me which ones you want. So they are, like I said, titled grammar, vocabulary, one-to-one classes, written grammar, listening. So you send me the email or the WhatsApp saying all, or which ones you want, and I then you then send me the appropriate. So if you know in advance which ones you want, you send me the appropriate amount to. Why did I go to say Suki? It's not freaking called Suki. It's called Coffee, Kofi. The link will be underneath this video. So drop me an email saying, Luke, sent you this money on coffee. I do see when people send me money on coffee, but if you, for example, were buying 3, you need to email me and tell me which, the email will be underneath, and tell me which ones you're buying, because if you sent me £70 on coffee, I'm not going to know what the frick it's for, am I? If you sent me, so 35 times 4, that's 140 plus 150, that's 190. If you sent me 190, I'm going to know that you want all of them. If you sent me £35, I'm not going to have a freaking clue, am I? So I need you to let me know which ones you want. Yeah. Shall I? I will give some discount, actually, if people buy multiple videos. I've lowered my prices and I'm giving discount. I'm such an idiot. But yeah, I will give a bit of a discount if people buy all of them. I think I will, yeah. So, voilà, je vais quand même vous offrir une réduction pour ceux qui achètent tous les podcasts en total. Lovely. So that's what happens. So you'll see the coffee link underneath. You make the payment. I have a WhatsApp number that will be attached underneath as well. I normally check my email a minimum of every 36 hours, minimum. So if you haven't received them in 24 hours, 36 hours, send me a WhatsApp, or actually just give me a call on WhatsApp and just say, oi, Lukey, where are they? But most people get them pretty quickly. If you've bought them from me before and you found them really useful, I'd be massively grateful if you could write underneath and say that you found them really useful. Alors, si vous les avez déjà achetés, effectivement, si vous les trouvez bien utiles, alors merci de l'écrire ci-dessous pour en parler aux autres. Ça serait, voilà, j'en serais très reconnaissant. But I'm really proud of them, and they work. And the people that you see doing the group classes, that is the methodology that they're following. All right. So the Rorys of this world, the Johns of this world, and the Zekis of this world, there are a couple of other names this week that have done it. I just wanted to explain to you how it works. So basically, tell me what you want, make the payment yourself to Coffee. I don't invoice you separately. I do not invoice you. If you require, for some form of an academic tax purpose or business or whatever, a receipt, rather than just, the email confirmation that you paid that, then I can certainly generate one of those for you if you do need that, if it's an expense. I can certainly do that. I would, out of courtesy, ask for you not to share them with other people that you know, because that's just a bit unfair on me, isn't it? But if you're an academic institution and you're using them, that's fine. But, again, I used to have a business price, but a bit of honesty, a bit of integrity would be fine. That'll be much appreciated. All right, good, lovely. So this is up. I shall in future just send this link and to anybody that wants to buy them so that they know how it works. All right, if you've already bought them and you're seeing this video and you think, Luke, I've gone through them all, why am I seeing this on my algorithm? Just write underneath and said that you've used them. That would be fantastic. Instead of me explaining freshly every single time to every new person, I thought, let's just have a video on how to do them. And also, I thought it might be a laugh for posterity to have me with my weird ivy eyes. All right, take care. Loads of love. Bye-bye.